What's up, guys? It is Sam here, and I am just listening to a little bit of Jim Chanos, who is a short seller at Tesla, and I want to understand how he thinks about something. And while I was listening to this, I realized why a lot of the analysts are just wrong. Because the way that they're thinking about it is wrong. So I'm going to point that out. First of all, this is from 2018, Jim Chanos on CNBC. It is not my footage, clearly. Okay, so we're going to listen to a little bit of audio here for a second before we dive in.
How expensive are they? I'll say that again.
Porsche's coming.
With their own car.
Porsche's coming with the Mission E, and
So is Jaguar with the
and so is Audi with the e-tron, and these are amazing.
They're discussing Tesla, and Jim Chanos is short Tesla. So he's saying, hey, all this competition is coming. We have this from Audi, we have this from Jaguar, we have this from Porsche, right? And he's talking about these like all this competition that's coming for Tesla, right?
Looking cars, and what Tesla did was made EVs sexy, and I've always said that. Elon got the Model S out.
Electric vehicles.
Right, electric vehicles, but the Model S is 7 years old.
Right there. That's it, right there. Remember that. So he said the Model S is 7 years old, right? So they have the Model S, the Model X, but we're going to come back to those in just a second.
And now the big boys are coming.
And now, like Jaguar, Porsche, Audi, all these other companies are coming along with their own electric vehicles, right? And Tesla's is from 2012, right? So the fallacy is that like they're using 2012 technology today. If anybody actually paid any fucking modicum of attention to how Tesla operates as a company, they would know that Tesla's continually iterating on their vehicles, and they don't do traditional refresh cycles that Jim Chanos must be thinking, you would think, would have to think about to think that you're using technology from 12 years ago, because that's how the establishment used to do it. So they used to have these giant cycles where the car would basically stay the same for 5 years, 10 years even, right, with just minor tiny tweaks to it, and then it would get a giant refresh. But basically the guts of it would stay exactly the same pretty much. There might be a mid-cycle, slight, like more than average refresh 5 to 7 years in or something, and then a full refresh like 12 years in. I mean, it depended on the model, right? But that's how it used to be. And that's how, like, the perfect example of how that thinking is, without realizing that we're in a different place in the world today. Like, if you actually followed Tesla and saw what they were doing, you could correct your own argument, because you can see not only from the main part, say if like you had an engine that stayed the same, that is a battery for Tesla, and you just literally pay attention to what's going on with the company, and you see that they're changing their battery chemistry and making it better. They're making their software better. They're making their cars drive longer just through software. They're making their cars stop in shorter distances all over the air. This is a software update that makes the car stop faster, braking, right? All over the air. You don't have to go to a dealership. And the technology and the whole entire car has changed drastically since 2012. It's a completely different vehicle. Even though it's still called a Model S, and there technically hasn't been any one giant refresh like the old industry automakers used to do it. Tesla doesn't operate the same way. They find out something that's a little bit better, they do it right away. And watching this interview here really put it together for me, and why so many financial analysts are just completely wrong on Tesla. They're looking at it through the lens of like an automaker and like how they operate. And they're trying to put this company over here when it's like this fucking giant square they're trying to put at this little like circle hole, and you're like, we'll just make it work. Well, it's undervalued because we're going to use this old rhetoric for modeling this company. What? It's 2019. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments section. Share this video with somebody else who you know likes Tesla and appreciate this level of detail. Peace.